Hey everyone, and welcome to another deep dive with us. Today we'll be exploring the world of open source physics simulations.
Yes.
You know how most textbooks are usually stuck behind those expensive publishers? Well, open source physics kind of flips the script.
Yeah,
It makes knowledge free and accessible for everyone,
absolutely.
which is pretty amazing when you think about it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And get this, today we're going to be exploring how you can be part of this movement.
That's great.
Yeah, so
And what's really exciting is that you don't need to be like a physics whiz or like a coding guru to make a difference here.
right.
We're going to be focusing on a resource called the Translations section from the Open Educational Resource Open Source Physics at Singapore website.
Okay.
And it's basically like a step-by-step guide to making physics education truly global.
So we're talking about translating these incredible physics simulations into different languages.
Exactly. Just imagine a student in some remote village in, like, say, Indonesia, being able to learn about physics in their own language.
Wow.
That's the power we're talking about here.
That's seriously cool. But I'm guessing we need some tools to make this happen.
Right.
What's the first step?
You'll be using something called the EJSS Toolkit.
Okay.
You can think of it kind of as your language swapping magic wand
Okay.
for physics simulations.
I like it.
And don't worry, it's super user-friendly, even if you've never coded before.
Perfect, because I have not. All right, I'm downloading it as we speak. Got it. Now when?
Okay, so inside the EJSS console, you'll want to select JavaScript as your programming language.
Okay, so we've downloaded the toolkit.
Mm-hmm.
We've got our programming language set. We found our simulation. But where do we actually work on these translations?
Right, that's where the workspace comes in.
Okay.
Now, if you're just starting out, you can just stick with the default settings.
Right.
But for those who love to tinker, the workspace offers some really cool customization options.
That's cool for the experienced coders out there.
Hmm.
But what about someone like me who's not a programming whiz? Is there a way to contribute without getting lost in the code?
Absolutely. The translation process itself is actually very straightforward. You'll click on a little translation icon,
Right.
and it'll open up a panel with all the text strings that you need to translate.
Okay.
It's kind of like a language decoder ring for physics.
Okay, I like that. I'm picturing this panel with all these physics terms.
Hmm.
But how do we tell the program what language we're translating into?
Right. So each language has a unique code, like ID for Indonesian or S for Spanish. And you can find a complete list of these codes online. It's like a secret handshake for languages,
I like it.
letting the program know what you're translating into.
So this might sound too good to be true, but does the guide actually show you how to use something like Google Translate to make this whole process even easier?
You got it.
Yeah.
It really is that user-friendly.
Wow.
Imagine translating a simple phrase like answer into Indonesian.
Okay.
Just a few clicks and bam!
Yeah.
You've just opened up a whole new world of physics understanding for someone.
That's amazing. Wait, hold on. Translating an entire simulation just sounds like a massive undertaking. How long does it actually take?
Well, it depends on the complexity of the simulation, of course.
Sure.
But even if it takes a little time, think about the impact you're having.
Yeah.
You're making a real difference in someone's education.
Okay, I'm starting to see why this is so revolutionary. It's not just about the technology. It's about the human connection and the power of collaboration. Okay, so let's say I've spent some time working on my translation, diligently plugging away. What happens next?
Well, first things first, make sure you save your work regularly.
Oh, yeah.
You wouldn't want to lose all that progress, right?
Definitely not.
Yeah.
Losing work is the worst.
Okay.
Okay, so it's saved. Now, how do we see if this translation actually works?
Right, so that's where the simulation package, current simulation only option comes in.
Okay.
Think of it as like bundling up your translated simulation into a neat little package that's ready to be shared with the world.
Oh, I like that. So it's like sending my translation off on a grand adventure
Yeah,
to a classroom somewhere on the other side of the world.
exactly.
I love that. But how do I actually see it in action?
Okay, so the toolkit will create a special file for you.
Okay.
It'll be in the export folder
Okay.
and have a name like micrometer02simulationid.xhtml.
Oh.
And you can just click it and voila,
Right.
you'll see your translated simulation up and running.
That is so cool. So once I'm happy with how everything looks, how do I share this masterpiece with the world?
Okay, so the guide recommends emailing the source code package,
Okay.
which would be something like EJSSSRC micrometer 02.zip to the email address that's provided on the website.
Okay.
From there, it can be added to the library of translated simulations for everyone to access.
This is incredible. You're telling me that anyone, anywhere can contribute to making physics education more accessible, even without a background in physics or coding.
Exactly. And the best part is this isn't a one-and-done deal.
Right.
New simulations are being added all the time, and existing ones are constantly being updated.
Wow.
So there's always something new to translate and explore.
This feels bigger than just one simulation, though. It's like we're collectively building this giant global physics library where language is no longer a barrier to entry.
Yeah.
What other simulations are out there?
Oh, the Open Source Physics at Singapore website is like a digital playground for physics enthusiasts of all levels. You'll find simulations on everything from gravity and motion to electricity and magnetism, even quantum mechanics.
Seriously.
There's a whole universe of physics knowledge just waiting to be translated and shared.
So what does this all actually mean for the future of education? Where does it go from here?
It means the possibilities are limitless.
Yeah.
With a little effort and a whole lot of collaboration, we can create a world where anyone, anywhere can learn and explore the wonders of physics, regardless of their language or background.
I love that vision.
Yeah.
And the most exciting part is that this approach isn't limited to just physics, right?
Exactly. Imagine open source textbooks for history, math, literature, you name it.
Wow.
The potential is there to revolutionize how we learn and share knowledge across all fields.
Yeah.
It really feels like we're standing at the edge of a global knowledge revolution.
Yeah, it really is mind-blowing to think about how this open collaboration could transform education. It feels like we're moving away from this model of knowledge being restricted.
Yeah.
And instead we're embracing this future where it's shared freely and it's accessible to everyone.
Right. It really is about democratizing knowledge, empowering individuals. Imagine a world where language is no longer a barrier to accessing quality education.
In any field.
In any field. That's the potential we're talking about.
And what I find so inspiring is that it doesn't require some huge, complicated effort from any one person. It's all these individual contributions coming together like pieces of a puzzle to create something much bigger and more impactful.
Exactly. Every translation, every new simulation, every bit of shared knowledge contributes to this movement. It's like this ripple effect, spreading knowledge and opportunity outward.
This has to be especially impactful for people in communities who might not have access to traditional educational resources.
Absolutely. It's about leveling the playing field, creating a more equitable world where everyone, regardless of their background or location, has the opportunity to learn and grow.
So for our listeners who are feeling inspired and want to dive into this world of open source physics, where should they start?
The Open Source Physics at Singapore website is an excellent launchpad.
Okay.
They have the translation guide we've been talking about, plus a huge collection of simulations just waiting to be explored, translated, and shared.
And even if physics isn't your thing, I'd encourage everyone to check out the website. You might discover a new passion or find a way to contribute your own unique skills to this incredible global movement.
Absolutely. And remember, every contribution, no matter how small, makes a difference. Whether you're translating a simulation or simply spreading the word, you're helping to build a brighter future for education.
What a fantastic note to end on. We hope this deep dive has opened your eyes to the world of open source physics and inspired you to get involved.
So as a final thought, we leave you with this question. What other fields of knowledge could benefit from this kind of open, collaborative approach? Go out there, explore, and let's build a brighter future together, one translation at a time.